and welcome to It's Tea Time. I'm your host, Jonathan Sellers, and back this week with us is the Director of Athletics for Troy University, John Hartwell. And John, we're going to start things off with baseball this week. They had a weekend that they've been waiting to have for a few weeks now, and finally got some good wins over Western Kentucky this weekend.
Yeah, especially a good series considering, Friday night's game, we ended up coming up short, and it made a pretty good comeback, fell just a run short. But to answer back the way they did on Saturday and Sunday to take the series was certainly a shot in the arm to our baseball team. Got some more timely hitting, which is something we've certainly been missing, and doing a nice job in the field, and some good pitching on Saturday and Sunday too. So hopefully that'll give us some momentum going forward. I was talking to Coach Smart just a little while ago. They're excited from the aspect of getting a little bit of time off because no midweek games this week, and then turn around and go back on the road this weekend. But certainly winning the last two has got them in a good frame of mind going forward. It's
a little bit of a road trip to Little Rock, but it's some competition where they should fare pretty well against the other Trojans up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And sitting at 6-8 right now in the league, certainly not the expectation that's been set forth with the success of our program, but they do feel some confidence in terms of some things they started to see break through this weekend, and hopefully that can get us on a roll because baseball, just like basketball, it's all about timing and when you get hot, and certainly if we can take this second half of April and the month of May to get hot, you can get on a roll. There are obviously many players on this team who were a part of that magical season last year that you get a little bit of confidence going in, and we can be a very dangerous team down the stretch.
Exactly right. They've been there, done that, so they know from the experience, so hopefully that can roll over, as you said.
Absolutely.
Now, softball, they were in Texas over the weekend at UTA. They split the doubleheader on Saturday and couldn't play on Sunday because of the weather. So, once again, another kind of a tough weekend, back and forth weekend for the softball.
Yeah, it was, but, they actually got that road trip off to a very good start Thursday night, beating UAB 3-2 before they jumped on an airplane in Birmingham on Friday and went out to play Arlington. But so 2 out of 3 over the weekend. The opening one against UAB, and anytime we can beat an in-state opponent, a Conference USA opponent, it's a good thing. And then splitting with Arlington, and they'll turn around and be back home this weekend because it is Easter weekend. Instead of playing Saturday, Sunday, their typical weekend set, they'll actually play 4 o'clock on Friday, and then a noon doubleheader on Saturday against Louisiana Lafayette. Again, a top 20 team, a very talented team. But hopefully we can make some noise this weekend. And baseball is out of town this weekend. It is Easter weekend, but if folks are here in town, certainly get out to our softball complex if you hadn't seen it yet. Again, a beautiful new facility, and support the Lady Trojans. And
this is their first of, I believe, 6 or 7 in a row that they've got at home, and their final homestand. So if you haven't got a chance to come see them, now's your only chance to go see them. So really get out there.
Absolutely. Like you said, home this weekend, then a couple of midweek games next week during the week, and then a big series next weekend as well. And we're going to actually have the grand opening or open house for the facility on Saturday the 26th as well.
Okay, we'll get to that weekend in just a minute. But the golf team, they're playing right now. The women's are playing in the Sun Belt Championship down in Loxley right now.
Yes, and Coach Bart Barnes in his first year with our women's team, not first year in association with them. Previously, he was an assistant under Matt Terry, who coached both the men's and the women's team. But Bart, in his first year as a head coach, has got our ladies team playing very well in terms of national rankings, 3rd in the Sun Belt going into the tournament behind Texas State and Georgia State. And yes, they open play this morning at Steelwood Country Club down in Loxley, currently in the midst of their round. As we looked at the scoreboard just a few minutes ago, they're currently in first place, but a lot of golf left to go. And tomorrow will be interesting. They're supposed to have 18 holes today, then 2 more rounds Tuesday and Wednesday. Looks like the weather is going to be iffy tomorrow. but certainly an opportunity for our team to one, bring home a Sun Belt Conference championship, and two, possibly advance to NCAA tournament play too. So again, that team has done a tremendous job, and I hope to get down there Wednesday to see them, hopefully cheer them on to a conference championship.
And that would be something we have not seen from the Trojans in quite a while in golf, and that would be huge for both Bart and for the program as well.
Absolutely, and again, a tremendous job in his first year as head coach. And not to be outdone, Coach Matt Terry and the men's team have done a tremendous job as well. They are currently playing in a tournament in Jackson, Mississippi that will wind up tomorrow, and that will be their last tune-up before they go to the Mississippi Gulf Coast down in Biloxi starting next Monday for the men's championships as well.
All right, and tennis, they're getting ready for the Sun Belt Championships.
Yes, our spring sports, you go back to back to back here with conference championships, but both men's and women's tennis will be participating in Sun Belt Conference championships starting Thursday in New Orleans, and our women's team is coming off a very good weekend, having beat UAB on Saturday, and following that up on Sunday with a victory over Louisiana Monroe in preparation for the Sun Belt Conference Championships. They've actually won 9 of their last 10 matches, so Coach Raya, LCC, and her team, have had a very good spring and look for big things out of them in the Sun Belt tournament as well. Then on the flip side, men's tennis celebrated Senior Day on Friday with a victory over Columbus State. It's great to see. They had 4 seniors that were honored before that match, and again, they will be traveling to New Orleans this week to participate in Sun Belt Conference championships.
And this week is also a big week for a lot of the coaches around campus. They've been out on the recruiting trails, and they finally get to see the culmination of that with signing day this week.
Yes, Wednesday the 16th is National Signing Day. Men's and women's basketball both expecting to have some very good recruits sign, and some of our other sports will have signees as well. But be sure to pay close attention to TroyTrojans.com, our website, athletics website, and as soon as those signed national letters of intent come in, we will post those individuals and their highlights on our website.
And we'll discuss some of those next week, hopefully, here on It's Tea Time. And we'll go ahead and preview the following weekend. Is going to be a very big weekend. There's going to be a lot going on campus as well and in the city of Troy.
Sure. The weekend of April 26th, it is a big weekend. Baseball and softball both home that weekend for series. We will have, speaking of series, we will have our third in a series of events targeted at the female Trojan fans out there. We will have baseball and softball 101 that will start at 8:30 on Saturday morning, the 26th. Registration will be at our softball complex, so those folks who haven't gotten to see that yet will get out and see a firsthand view of it. But we'll have registration from 8:30 to 9. From 9 till 10:30, our softball coaching staff and student athletes will walk the ladies through some drills and some of their things as they prepare for their game Saturday afternoon. At 10:30, they'll shift venues. We'll have a shuttle bus to take them from our softball complex over to Riddle Pace Field, to our baseball complex. Coach Bobby Pierce and his staff will spend from 10:30 until noon with them, and then return back over to softball for a lunch. So should be an exciting day. I know those ladies that have participated in Football 101 last summer, and then in the men's and women's basketball 101 early November, really have enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll have a good crowd out. If you want to register, you can either walk up that Saturday or go online again to TroyTrojans.com. And there will be a link there to register for baseball and softball 101.
I have heard some great reviews from both of those, from football and basketball. So another great opportunity just to get to meet the coaches and just to get to go through the experience of what the players get to experience.
Yeah, again, starting this last summer with football 101, I have to give a lot of credit. I'll have to give a little shout out to my wife, Heather, who was kind of the spearhead behind doing this. But yeah, it's been really well received. And for those of you who are advanced planning your calendar, June 21st, Saturday, June 21st, will be this year's version of Football 101. So go ahead and mark that down. Again, we'll have links on our website to be able to sign up for that. But in addition to those events happening next Saturday on the 26th, certainly, as you mentioned, in the community, it is Troy Fest as well. So that will be an all-day affair, Saturday and Sunday. We have a softball doubleheader that will kick off, or that will have first pitch at 1:15. We moved it back 15 minutes because we'll actually have the grand opening ceremony, if you will, for the softball facility, which is now 100% complete. So we'll have that. I believe it's scheduled to start at 12:30 on Saturday at the softball complex. We also have a Trojan Warrior event scheduled for 4 p.m. that day out on Tailgate Terrace in the left field area of baseball. And then we'll have baseball first pitch at 6 p.m. that night. So a busy day.
Now, earlier you mentioned the open house for the softball facility. Is that for a chance for fans to get in and check everything out?
Yes, it is open to the public. You'll get a chance to walk through, see the hitting cages and all of the facilities there. So we're looking forward to that. All
right. Well, thank you. I know there's a lot to look forward to, and we'll talk about it again next week to give you another reminder, but just a lot going on.
There is, Jonathan, and again, looking forward to it as we wind down the last 4 or 5 weeks of our spring sports. And, again, a shout out and good luck to our golf and tennis teams who will be participating and competing for conference championships here over the next week.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time, and we're going to talk a little baseball with the pitching coach for the Trojans, and that's Coach Brad Phillips. And Coach, y'all had a good weekend this weekend. You went 2-1 against a good, solid Western Kentucky team. Some very good, timely hitting, which was something y'all been looking for, and some good pitching. What were y'all's thoughts on the weekend?
We were very happy to get out with two wins. More than anything, we just were glad to see the energy from the guys this weekend. Being back at home. Long week, five games this week, and still able to bring the energy on the weekend. And offensively, we were able to create some action, do some things, swung the bat really well, and pitched well. So it was kind of one of our better weekends we've had in a while from all three phases. Hated to let the one on Friday night get away. Made a little comeback, kept the momentum going into Saturday, and that was a big conference win, series win for us.
Well, even in the game on Friday, as you said, I mean, your team made a comeback, so it wasn't they just gave up on the game. They battled back, lost at the very end, but as you said, it kept it going. So it had to be good to see the team just battle through the weekend and just continue that momentum rolling.
It was, and it's always big on a game like Friday night. If you're behind late, to grab some momentum going into the next day. There's always that aspect of the game that we're trying to, in a game that we're behind, you always want to keep that momentum or develop some momentum heading into the next day. Tanner Hicks got knocked out of the game early with a comebacker off the arm, so the bullpen had to come in and do some things that they're not normally asked to do on a Friday night, and they kept us in the ball game, and offensively we were able to make a little bit of a comeback, but like I said, we were able to keep that momentum heading into Saturday.
Well, one of the guys who really stood out this weekend was one of your pitchers, Ben Tidwell. Threw some on Friday night, but then came back Sunday, and came in relief and pitched a good, solid 6+ innings. What do you think about his performance?
Out of the five games this weekend, he had 4 appearances, and I think he was pitching right around 12, 13 innings on the week, which is not something you normally do at the college level. High school, he's used to doing that, but that's a couple years ago. But so getting those quality innings out of him was huge. Ben's a competitor. He wants the ball. He's not afraid of any hitter, any situation. Good energy on the mound, competes, and that's exactly what you need to do to win at this level, and real proud of his effort this week.
Now, no midweek games this week. Well, do you know what to do with yourself?
Very refreshing, to be able to catch your breath a little bit, and it's also good to be coming off of winning your 3 out of your last 4 going into a bye week as far as midweek goes, got a long road trip this weekend, so we got to prepare, get back into the classroom, make sure that we get our schoolwork, caught up from the long week that we've had this past week, and get the minds refreshed and bodies refreshed, and get ready to go on the road for another big road conference series.
And with such a long road trip, do y'all treat anything any differently going up to Little Rock? And what do you know about this Little Rock team?
They're always competitive. They're never quite, you look at the standings and they're never quite where you walk out of there thinking, why are they there? Because
right.
they're always a competitive JUCO heavy team, so
right.
they're going to be older. They've put up some good pitching numbers. They've got some experienced position players back. So it's going to be a tough weekend. It's always tough to play there at their place too. They got a home field advantage for sure, and so it's going to be a grind, and it's just approaching it just like any other road weekend, and got to bring the same energy that we did this past weekend into Little Rock.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck resting this week and with this weekend up in Little Rock.
Thank you, Jonathan.